Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to our English news program coming to you from Canal, Algérie. In today's top stories, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, held a phone conversation with Mario Draghi, the resigned President of the Italian Council of Ministers. The 31st ministerial meeting of OPEC and OPEC Plus will be held this Wednesday with Algeria's participation, and the new Secretary General of the organization, Haytham El Ghais, a guest of the Algerian national television. And we talk in this edition on how Algeria is a key player in preserving the interests of OPEC and OPEC Plus. In Morocco, statements by the head of parliament stir up anger. The official insults demonstrators in another humiliation of the Makhzen regime for its people. Those are today's headlines. First in our news, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, held a phone call with Mario Draghi, the resigned President of the Italian Council of Ministers, in which he highlighted the exceptional level achieved in bilateral relations between the two friendly countries through trust and political and economic harmony in consolidation of a process of cooperation deeply rooted and solid in all fields. The Minister of Energy and Mines, Mohamed Arqab, will take part Wednesday by video conference in the works of the 31st OPEC and OPEC Plus meeting. The 23 countries concerned will discuss the situation of the international oil market and its short-term development prospects. The level of compliance with countries' production commitments will also be reviewed. It will be evaluated on the basis of a report drawn up the day before by the Joint Technical Monitoring Committee. OPEC's new Secretary General Haytham El Ghais was the national television's guest in an exclusive interview via Skype, where he praised Algeria's important and active role, whether historically or currently, notably its major input in the OPEC Plus creation and its activeness in the Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee and in the Joint Technical Monitoring Committee that will hold its meeting Wednesday, where different issues will be discussed. This meeting that is extremely relevant in the current context, telling us more on how Algeria plays an important role in facing the current challenges and maintaining the balance of the oil market, is Ines Killu.
The 31st ministerial meeting of oil-producing countries from inside and outside the OPEC is gradually returning to activity, especially in China, in addition to the situation in Ukraine and the resulting energy crisis at the level of European countries. And between the geopolitical crisis and economic stakes, OPEC Plus is working more on the stability of prices in the market.
الدول النفطية عانت كثيرا من جراء انعكاسات كورونا.
The oil countries have suffered a lot from the repercussions of the coronavirus, and therefore now they are in a stage of compensating. But it is also necessary to reach a level of understanding between the members of OPEC until the price is determined that serves the interest of producers and does not harm the oil market, so that there is a balance between the quantity supplied and the interest of producers, and between the quantity demanded and the interest of consumers.
Algeria is seeking to achieve consensus among the members of the cartel OPEC Plus, which includes 23 countries from inside and outside the OPEC, in order to preserve the interest of producing and consuming countries alike.
Algeria is considered as a key player in bringing about rapprochement and preserving the interests of the inside OPEC countries, as well as the outside ones.
Algeria will always remain faithful to the approach to the historic decision that brought together for the first time in Algeria oil-producing countries from inside and outside the OPEC, and that was in September 2016, when the decision to reduce production was embodied in order to maintain the balance of the oil market.
Regarding the fifth session of the Algerian-Tunisian Joint Commission in the field of tourism, the Minister of the sector in Tunis supervised the work with his Algerian counterpart. On the agenda is the establishment of benchmarks for the new vision of bilateral relations, concretizing the common desire to boost cooperation to promising horizons. First step, to take stock of the achievements recorded since the last session was held in Algeria. The announcement of the President Abdelmajid Tebboune on receiving Palestinian parties for reconciliation before the Arab Summit is well welcomed in Palestine. More details with Sabrin Taferginit.
Just after the President Abdelmajid Tebboune's speech, during which he showed his intention of inviting Palestinian parties to put an end to the division before the next Arab Summit, the different forces of Palestine positively welcomed the initiative. We support the role of the Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune, which consists on the Palestinian reconciliation. We, Hamas movement, are ready to contribute to the realization of this initiative. We are optimistic of the role of Algeria and the reconciliation of Palestinians before the Arab Summit. We welcome the support of Algeria towards the Palestinian cause, and for that we are calling on the Palestinian parties to respond in order to resolve the issues and stop division. Interest showed by the Algerian commitment in order to unite the Palestinian ranks was the headline of every newspaper and informative website. The local media expressed its trust towards the capacity of Algeria in uniting the different Palestinian parties to deal with colonialism. The movement welcomes Algeria's invitation headed by the President Tebboune to the Palestinian parties so as to engage in a dialogue before the Arab Summit. It's a proof that Algeria gives importance to the Palestinian cause. The sincere Algerian approach on receiving all the Palestinian parties revived Palestinians' ambition on burying 16 long years of division. We are assuring the Palestinians appreciate every effort made by the Algerian state. We encourage the Algerian president to continue this approach for the Palestinian Union. According to observers, the Algerian approach that consists of uniting the Palestinian ranks before the Arab Summit is an initiative that will strengthen the Arab Union on the fundamental issues elaborated in the summit planned in the next November in Algiers.
In Morocco, the latest statements made by the head of the Moroccan parliament are fueling anger. Another insult and humiliation of the people by the leaders of the Makhzen regime. More details with Inas Killu.
شنو غنضامنوا معاهم هادو مساكن اللي مرادين اللي دايرين هذه الحمله ندعيو معاهم الله يشافيهم في اخر المطاف كيبقاو مغاربه خوتنا.
At a time when protest movements and calls for strikes are growing, the head of the Moroccan parliament, Rachid Talbi Alami, chose defamation and in an ironic language by treating the protesters as sick, wishing them recovery, which literally angered thousands of demonstrators who took to the streets to denounce the deterioration of purchasing power and at the same time to call for the resignation of the Akhanouch government.
It is impolite to accuse the Moroccan people of illness by an official, all in order to change the attention of the Moroccan people from their demands and from the promises made by the state to Moroccan people, the false promises to stop the demonstrations.
We are manifesting to demand our rights. Morocco is now going through a very miserable phase because of Akhanouch's government and this person who accused the Moroccans of illness. We are not, but we demand our rights.
سيد طالبي أول حاجة اللي غادي نقول لك هي الإنسان ما يشوفش العيوب ديال الناس أول حاجة يشوف العيب ديالو هو.
A person should see his flaws before talking about people's wants. We all know that you have problems in the sector in which you work due to a lack of performance of your duties. So we advise you to take care of your own affairs before you speak and accuse the Moroccan people of illness.
كتقول على المغاربة مراد راه حشومة هادشي ماشي هضرة ديال واحد في المستوى ديالك.
The anger of these demonstrators does not seem to fade away. and they are planning to resort to even more radical protests in the near future. Teachers who have suffered salary cuts, as well as air traffic controllers, meat producers, poultry farmers, and many other associations and trade unions have announced their intention to organize sit-ins and other demonstrations across the country starting from Wednesday, 3rd August.
Still in Morocco, a walkout was announced by the Unified National Office of Air Traffic Controllers in the airports of Morocco starting Wednesday. The latter joined the social movement and called for the respect of their status, signed in 2018, and the revision of the current management policy. That was it for our English news program. Thank you for watching and good night.